Station, oldcamreview.com. Haven't had a review out in a while. Finally got to do one. Have a whole bunch of new stuff coming up, and hopefully a big announcement. I keep saying that, but it really is. There really is going to be something new coming out soon. So, well, anyway, so let's get to the review. Today, what I have is a Canon EF, and not to be confused with Canon's lens mount designation, which is the EF. This is the actual EF film camera. Sometimes referred to as the Black Beauty, or just the EF. And this was a contemporary to the Canon F1. It's an FD mount camera, which is the FD lens mount. These lenses can be had fairly inexpensively, and they're great lenses, and you can get them cheap just because there's nothing new you can put them on. So if you're shooting older cameras, or if you want to get a lens adapter for your mirrorless camera, you can do that as well. So EF lens is definitely worth looking at. Good quality glass. Excellent stuff. So anyway, what we have here is, again, the EF and a contemporary of the F1. The differences between the EF and the F1 are two major differences. It's the inability on this camera to put on a motor drive or change the focusing screens. So I would seat this camera firmly in the sort of consumer level or prosumer level camera for Canon at the time. Definitely high-end, very good quality camera, very sturdy, super solid body, heavy, substantial, great handling. I love the feel of the camera. It's solid, and it's all metal. I mean, there's a couple little plastic bits on here, but for the most part, this thing is an all metal camera. Sort of showing you around the camera, shutter speed dial right here on top, very much like my Leica R8. Nice positioning, so you're right on the shutter button, and you just change your shutter speed right there. Aperture, of course, on these cameras on the lens barrel. Cool thing about this camera, it is a shutter priority camera. It's one of the first auto exposure cameras with shutter priority, and the way you would do that is put that green dot right on there, and you're ready to rock and roll with shutter priority, which is nice. This camera does take batteries. It takes two batteries. One, I'm not sure which one is which, but one for your light meter and the other one for your shutter. The slow speed or slow shutter speeds are controlled by the battery, although you can use this camera anywhere above, I think down to one, let's see. Here, I'm going to turn it on here. There we go. Down to 1 second. So anything slower than that is going to be battery operated, and that's going to be pretty much anything in that yellow ring right here. So you get 1 full second of shutter speed there, all the way up to 1/1000th of a second. So you can use this thing with or without batteries. The batteries, again, control the light meter and the slow shutter speed. So if you're Sunny 16ing, or if you have a light meter with you, you don't need batteries with this camera. ASA and the ISO settings are set on this dial here, and it goes from 12 up to 3200, which is kind of nice. Not a lot of cameras have that, so especially of this vintage. So it's kind of a nice option to have there. Again, super build quality. It has a self timer, and all that kind of good stuff. It has a mirror lockup, which is actually on the same dial here on the bottom. Battery check light right here, so you can check your batteries. I don't actually have batteries in it right now. I have some PX625s on order. And those should be in soon. So I had some in here, but this thing is a battery hog. If you forget to shut it off, you have to hit the off button right here. And when you turn it on, it's actually kind of cool. You press the little detent there, and the winder ejects away from the body, so you're actually ready to go. And then don't forget to shut it off, because there's no auto off on this camera, so you need to make sure to shut it off and push that against the body. This camera originally did take the 1.3, I think, or 1.35 mercury batteries, the PX625, but it does have a voltage regulator, so you can put the 1.5 volt batteries in here without having any problems with your metering or doing any damage to the camera, which is really nice. Another sort of standout feature to this camera is the square Copal Focal Plane vertical traveling shutter. This is the first and only and last camera that Canon actually farmed out the shutter mechanism. So they used Copal to create the shutter for them. So yeah, it's kind of a landmark camera in that respect. It was a very short run on this camera, maybe 5 years, which sort of puts it in the rare territory. Not super rare, not like a O rare, but rare. And you can find them, I've seen them anywhere from going from like $75 up to $200 and $300. So depending upon condition, you know, if it comes with the box and all that stuff. So flash sync, normal here, and then you turn on the flash sync, and that's up to 1/25 of a second right there. So you have the flash sync on there, which is really nice. Again, very heavy, solid, steady camera, silky smooth, buttery smooth film advance, and the I do have trouble turning this on, to be honest. There we go. So, and I love the film advance, and there's not a lot of mirror slap with this. I mean, this is just really, really nice. No camera shake. It's just, it really is super smooth and buttery. I just love it. So, yeah, and 1/1000th of a second is pretty nice. So, like I said, battery check light there, power switch, rewind, release, all that stuff. Tripod mount, not quite in the center line of the lens, but just slightly off center, which is okay. And it has this really annoying giant eye cup here, which I don't really like. I might see if I can find a different one, because it interferes with the door opening and closing. But I think that's just probably just this camera. So anyway, that's about it. Brian, Old Cam Review, the gas station, your source for gear acquisition syndrome support. So anyway, that's about it. A lot of stuff coming up. Again, please stay tuned. I want to thank everybody for subscribing, for liking. This channel's doing really well, and I really appreciate it, guys. So I've yet to try and monetize this. I'm going to hold out as long as I can. I just really enjoy doing this. So anyway, just keep watching, subscribing, and stick with me. So a bunch of really cool stuff to come. Anyway, that's it. I'm tongue-tied. I'm just so happy. Thank you, guys. Anyway, Brian, gas station, Old Cam Review. Be talking to you soon. Thanks.